Welcome to my class. I hope you are safe and sound. Before we shall study about the chapter, let's do a small activity. The activity is called Guess What Am I? You have to guess Indian states. Okay? So let's begin the activity. I am the first to see sunrise in India. Can you guess what am I? Yes, you are right. It is Arunachal Pradesh. Very good, students. I am called Jewel of India. Can you guess what am I? Yes, you are right. It is Manipur. Very good, students. I have the largest and smallest river islands in the world. Can you guess what am I? I'll give you a clue. I'm also called Tea Garden of India. Yes, you are right. The answer is Assam. Very good, students. I am the second smallest among the Indian states. Can you guess what am I? Yes, you are right. It is none other than Sikkim. Very good, students. Now, students, as you mentioned all these states, can you tell me where it is located in India? Yes, you are right. It is located in northeast of India. Thus, you are aware of northeast states of India? Today, we shall study about issues concerning northeast India in the chapter India's Internal Challenges. In this lesson, we shall focus on how these states were brought into the mainstream of the country. Now, students, can you tell me what do you see in the slide? Yes, you see India map. Students, I want you to show me 8 northeast states in the map. In case you have an outline map at home, please mark it. I'll give you few seconds to mark northeast states on the map. Okay? Very good, students. You have marked it right. Northeast India consists of 8 states of Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Nagaland, Tripura, Meghalaya and Mizoram. Now tell me, students, what another term do we use to describe Northeast? Yes, you are right. It is also called Seven Sisters of India. Which state is not included in Seven Sisters? Yes, it is none other than Sikkim. Sikkim is the state separated by a chicken neck corridor, also called Siliguri corridor, from the rest of northeast states. Now, students, look at the map of India and its neighboring countries and tell me which international borders touching these 8 states. Let's go with Arunachal Pradesh. Can you tell me which international borders touching Arunachal Pradesh? Yes, you are right. Arunachal Pradesh shares borders with Bhutan, China and Myanmar. Very good, students. Which international borders does Assam share? Yes, you are right. Assam shares borders with Bhutan and Bangladesh. Very good, students. Now, Can you tell me for Manipur and Nagaland? Yes, Manipur and Nagaland shares borders with Myanmar. Very good, students. Which international borders touching Tripura and Meghalaya? Yes, you are right. Meghalaya and Tripura shares borders with Bangladesh. Can you now tell me for Mizoram? Yes, Mizoram with Bangladesh and Myanmar. Now students, can you tell me which international borders touching Sikkim? Yes, you are right. Sikkim shares borders with Bhutan, Nepal and China. Now students, what do you see in the first image? Yes, you see a bridge. What it is made of? If you think it is made of root, then you are right. Meghalaya is the only state in the world to have living root tree bridges. Now what do you see in the second image? Yes, you see a lake. Loktak Lake is the only floating lake in the world and the largest fresh water in Manipur. Now students, look at the third image and tell me which flower it is. Yes, you are right. It is orchid. Arunachal Pradesh is the orchid state of India. What do you see in the fourth image? Yes, you see one on rhino. It is found only in the northeast India. And the fifth image is the bridge, which is the largest bridge in the country, which spreads over the river of Brahmaputra, connecting the states of Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. These are few uniqueness of northeast India. What do you see in this slide? Yes, you see different traditions and cultures. The uniqueness of Northeast not only lies in wildlife and bridges but also lies in their culture. Each state stands out in terms of its practice. Not only that, there are multiple cultures within each state. For example, the state of Nagaland has 16 different tribes and the state of Tripura has about 19 tribes in total. There are around 220 ethnic communities in northeast India. Does India have a national language? No, right? Do you think Hindi is a national language? No. In the constitution, Hindi is declared as an official language, not a national language. Why do you think Hindi is not considered as a national language? Yes, because each state and tribe has its own language. According to 1971 report, there are 220 dialects spoken in Northeast states. Therefore, Northeast are diverse with respect to language and cultures. Okay students, this is a map of India before independence. The white areas are ruled by British, whereas the blue parts are ruled by princes. That is why the blue parts are called princely states. At the time of independence, as you see in the map, the northeastern region consists of only Assam and the princely states of Manipur and Tripura. The states like Nagaland, Mizoram, Meghalaya were part of the large territory of Assam province. Now tell me students, who is called the Iron Man of India? Let me give you a hint. His statue was built in Gujarat and named Statue of Unity. Yes, you are right, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Why his statue is called the Statue of Unity? Yes, he was the merger of princely states with India. He is a man behind bringing all the princely states into India. Likewise, the first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, is known for bringing tribes living in these areas into the mainstream of the country. Before independence, non-tribals such as merchants, money lender, landlords, officials, etc. disturbed the life of tribal people by acquiring the land, disturbing their traditional way of living, exploiting them in their own businesses at a lower cost. Tribal people suffered a lot from merchants and moneylender. Therefore, there were many uprisings and many went into poverty. Now students, let's do a small activity. What policy you would have implemented if you were Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru to bring tribal people living in these areas into India? Think about it. Okay, you would have started a campaign. Very good. If you start a campaign, what would be your agenda? Okay, you take steps to educate tribal people. Okay, nice. Any other policy you would have implemented? Anything else? Okay, you would assure them that their culture would be preserved. Very good. Okay, that's a good policy. Provide special provision in the constitution. Anything else? Okay, you encourage and promote tribal languages. Very good. Okay, you provide opportunity in the work of administration. Very good students, I'm happy with your answers. Here are 5 principles that Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru had formulated for the upliftment of tribal people. I'll give you few seconds so that you can go through them. I hope you have read the 5 principles. The approach of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru towards tribal people were appreciated by Dr. Rajendra Prasad, the President of Constituent Assembly. While framing constitution, special provisions were made with respect to these areas in the 6th schedule. I'll give you a few seconds so that you can read this slide. I hope you have understood the 6th schedule. He also made them inspire and feel one with India and made them realize that they were part of India and have an honored place in it. Students, I have a question for you. Last year, a state was bifurcated into 2 union territory. Can you name the 2 union territory? Yes, you are right. They are Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh. While Jammu Kashmir became a union territory with legislature, Ladakh became a union territory without legislature. Now students, can you tell me what's the difference between two? Yes, a union territory with legislature has a right to elect representatives for making amendments, whereas union territory without legislature are appointed by central government. In 1954, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru formed North-East Frontier Agency area comprising Sino-Indian border and the tribal areas toward the north of Assam. In 1972, NEFA became Union Territory without legislature and began to be called Arunachal Pradesh. After 3 years, 1975, it acquired a legislature. Finally, in February 1987, statehood was given to Arunachal Pradesh when Rajiv Gandhi was a Prime Minister, and it became 25th state of India. Today, we studied how Northeast India as a diverse culture and our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru took the lead in bringing tribal living in Northeast into the mainstream of the country. Here are two articles wherein you see how Northeast people are discriminated during COVID pandemic. Now students, can you tell me why Northeast people are discriminated during this lockdown? Yes, it's because of the facial appearance. A famous quote from Mahatma Gandhi, unity in diversity is the beauty and test of the civilization. Now students, can you suggest some ways through which a citizen can maintain unity in diversity so that Northeast people are not discriminated when they migrate to other states? Yes, a citizen should be well aware of Northeast states and their capitals. Very good. Yes, not judge people based on their appearance. Very good. Yes, that's a good point. By interacting with them, we get to know more about their culture as well as the people in the Northeast. Yes, involve them in your friend circle so that they will not be discriminated and isolated. Here are the few questions that you have to answer after watching the video by clicking on the Google form attached on the description. I will just read the question for you. Which state is not included in Seven Sisters of India? Who took the lead in bringing tribes in these areas into the mainstream of the country? What is the present name of Northeast Frontier Agency? Name 8 Northeast states in which scheduled special provisions have been made with respect to tribal areas in the Indian Constitution. Explain the uniqueness of Northeast states. For the assignment, collect information from internet and write 10 interesting facts about Northeast India. I hope you enjoyed my lesson. Thank you for watching. I'll meet you soon in next lesson. Till then, be safe and be healthy.